Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 4 of the Crochet Chat Podcast. I'm your host Amanda, and in today's video I'm going to show you some things I finished, as well as works in progress, and finally some things I have purchased recently. So let's jump right in. This first blanket that you see here is a finished object that I finished a few days ago, and this is it's just a simple shell stitch blanket. And I use a self-striping yarn, and the yarn that I used was this Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton in the color Lucia Lagoon. And as you can see, it's all these beautiful shades of blue, purple, and a pink color. And I used 3 cakes of that, and I ended up with this beautiful shell stitch baby blanket. Now for the border, I just opted to do a simple half double crochet border because I was kind of running out of yarn and I didn't really want to open up a new cake of that yarn to start the border, so I just made do with the leftovers that I had, and I just did a simple half double crochet border like I said. And it is a self-striping yarn, as you can see, so the color changes are very random, but I really like it a lot and loved how this blanket turned out. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So that's one blanket that I finished. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did use a size G crochet hook because it is a lightweight yarn, so I did use a smaller crochet hook to finish this. The next thing I finished was this newborn baby hat, and I do have a video and written pattern coming out shortly. I just have to take a few more photos and get that edited and put up for you, so be on the lookout for that. But this is made using Caring Simply Soft, and I used the color Light Country Blue for this hat, and I used a size I9 crochet hook. And again, it has that little bit of a brim to it, a ribbed brim, and it's just a basic and easy beginner friendly hat. This next finished object I showed you in my last episode, and it is my slanted shell baby blanket. And I just changed up the colors from the original pattern because I really wanted to use up some yarn that I had in my stash, and I was successful in that. I think I only have a little bit of this purple left and maybe this glacier blue. But the colors I used were all from Hobby Lobby, and I love this yarn. And this green color is called Menthe, white, gray mist, glacier, and orchid. And I really like how this came out. I thought it was very beautiful. It's very plush, and the slanted shell kind of reminds me of a corner to corner blanket, only instead of going from a corner to corner, you're going in rows, but it still has the same kind of texture and look to it. So I thought it was very pretty. So I have all that, and I did not do a border for this blanket, so the edge up here is that scalloped shell edge, which I thought was very pretty. However, if you wanted to add a border to it, you certainly can do that. So that's all I have for my finished objects. For my first work in progress, I am working on that velvet blanket I showed you before. This is the Crochet Velvet Throw, or Crochet Ribbed Throw blanket, and it's by Daisy Farr Crafts, and it's a free pattern on their website, although they also have a video tutorial. And this is made using front post and back post double crochets. So you just do your section for 8 rows, and then you change it up to make it a little bit off kilter, just like that. And it's coming out nicely. However, it is coming out pretty slow because velvet yarn is very slippery, and I'm using a size G crochet hook because I don't want my stitches to slip out, and I just wanted to take my time because this is my very first time using velvet yarn, and I'm using Bernat Baby Velvet, and the color is Misty Gray. And because this is my first time and I wasn't really sure what to expect from it, so I just wanted to take my time with it. But this blanket is very easy to follow along, and the way that you count each of the sections is by those little bars here. So you just do, I believe it was 8 rows of it. So you can see all the different sections. So I believe the last video I was just up to here. So I've since done 2 full sections and I'm working on my 3rd. So I still have a little ways to go because I still have to add the border, but like I said, I want to take my time with it and make sure that I'm doing everything correctly where my stitches don't slip out of each other. This next one I actually started last night, and this is a paid for pattern by Nella's Cottage Designs, and this is the Amara Stocking, and I'm just doing a very mini version of it. I am part of her VIP Facebook group, and somebody made a mini stocking, and I was completely obsessed with it, and I had to start it right away. And the yarn that I'm using is Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in metallic, and this is the ivory color. And I'm using a size D 3.25 millimeter crochet hook. This is a Clover Amour, and I am making the mini stocking, which I believe will come out to be about 7 inches or so, maybe a little bit bigger. I just have to put the cuff on top and the hanging loop on top. But the original pattern is huge. It's like an oversized stocking, and I've made that pattern many times last year. And I just wanted to make some mini stockings just to kind of hang up and, decorate the home with, or, maybe consider it as a baby's first Christmas stocking type of thing. So I plan to do the cuff today, and hopefully I can make a few different versions of this. But I really like this pattern a lot. It's very easy to follow. So I will go ahead and put the paid for pattern in the description box below, as well as a link to the Facebook group, just in case you wanted to check that out and make this pattern as well. And my next work in progress is another one of those Sedge Stitch baby blankets, and I plan on putting this in my Etsy shop very soon. I'm just trying to figure out when is the best time to take photos, because I am definitely not an expert in taking photos, and I feel like I don't really have a whole lot of space and a whole lot of time to take these photos. So I'm trying to figure out when is a good time to take photos and kind of figure out what the best setting is, I guess, to take these photos so they're not just a blanket lying on the floor. So this is the Sedge Stitch blanket, and I am doing this in another color, and this is in Caron Simply Soft, and the color I'm using is Light Country Blue, and it's coming out pretty accurate on my camera. So again, this is one of my favorite stitches of all time, this Sedge Stitch, and I really like the texture to it a lot. And I am using a size H 5mm crochet hook, and I'm almost done. So for this blanket, I use 3.5 skeins of the Caron Simply Soft yarn, and then whatever is left over with that 3rd skein, I use that for the hat, and I use that for the baby booties. So I'm almost done with this. I probably have, I want to say maybe another 20 rows or so to go, and then I have to make the border, and then I'm pretty much done with this. So I will probably show this in my next episode with it being a finished product. So again, it's one of my favorite blankets, and it's very easy to make. It's just a 1-row repeat, and I really like the texture of it a lot. So I definitely have a little bit of a variety now to add to my shop with the different colors. Alright, my last work in progress is my knitting project, and I just started this maybe a few weeks ago, and I'm working very slow on it because I want to make sure I'm doing everything correct, as this is my very first knitting project. So in a previous video I showed you my progress with my swatch, so I decided to make the full project. So this is the double moss baby blankets, I believe. I'll go ahead and leave the link to that video below for the tutorial. But this is just a beautiful knitting project and I absolutely fell in love with it. So this is knit 2, purl 2 down here, and you do that for 4 rows, and then you get into this middle part right here. And then on each of the sides you have that border that kind of mimics this on the side. And I'm using Clover interchangeables, and this is the Takumi, if that's how you pronounce it. And these are bamboo interchangeable needles, and I'm using a size US 10 or 6mm knitting needle. And I really like these a lot because they come with this wire, and you can interchange them by just, taking them off like that. And I feel like it's very comfortable. It doesn't snag at all. So highly, highly recommend these. And this is what my blanket looks like so far. I don't have a whole lot completed because, like I said, I'm just working slow and working in between crochet projects. But the yarn that I'm using is the Red Heart Soft Essentials, and I'm using the color Cream. So once I finish the skein, I'll have to figure out how to change colors in knitting, but I can't imagine it being too difficult to learn. So yeah, this is my progress so far. I still have a ways to go, but I'm really enjoying this blanket pattern so far. So hopefully I can continue with this, and I'm sure there are some mistakes here and there with it, which is perfectly okay because I'm just learning, and I'm hoping to finish this project and then I'll probably make this blanket again because I really like it, and hopefully by then I'll be a little bit more advanced. So that's all for my works in progress. So finally, let's talk about a few things that I purchased recently. So I went to Joann Fabrics and I wanted to pick up some yarn to make some other projects. So the first yarn that I picked up was this Caron Simply Soft Tweeds. I've never used the Tweeds line of this before, so I really wanted to check this out. And I really like the different flecks in it, and I like just the neutral tone of it. And this is called Off-White. And this is a 5-ounce skein, or 141 grams. It's 240 yards, or 219 meters. And it is 97% acrylic and 3% viscose. And this is machine washable and dryable. Now I know for the regular Caron Simply Softs, these don't come in dye lots, but I believe this line does come in dye lots. I'm not seeing anywhere where it says no dye lot. So I would just make sure you get enough of the same dye lot in order to make your project. But again, I really like this a lot. I really like the different flecks in it, and I plan on making a baby blanket with this, and I just absolutely love it. So I picked up 5 skeins of this, and I also picked up some of Line Brand Gopher Faux Thick and Quick yarn, and I wanted to make some of those Christmas stockings that I showed you, and I wanted to add this on top for the fur. So if I can show you really quick. So I have this mini stocking like I showed you, and I was going to add a little bit of the fur on top. Maybe not this particular color, but I wanted to add a little bit of this fur on top just to make it a little bit more special. So I picked up this Gopher Faux, and this is something I've never ever used before, so it should be very interesting to see how it works up. Let's see. It is 4.2 ounces or 120 grams. It's 24 yards or 22 meters. It's 100% polyester, machine wash, gentle, and lay flat to dry. And it's considered a number 7 super bulky weight yarn. For knitters, they recommend a US, they recommend a 35 or 19 millimeter 5S knitting needle, and they recommend an S35 19 millimeter crochet hook. So a super gigantic knitting needle and super gigantic crochet hook, but I probably won't be using that since I don't have anything that massive. But this is pretty much what it looks like. As you can see, it's very fluffy, and this color is called Chow Chow. So I thought that would be really fun to put on top of the Christmas stockings. And then I got 3 of this color because at Joann Fabrics you buy 2, you get 1 free. And then I bought 3 of this color. This is also the line brand Go for Faux, thick and quick. And this color is called Baked Alaska. And it's this really pretty cream color. So again, if I were to add this to the top, it would kind of just look something like that. And I thought that would look really pretty. This color combo actually looks really nice together. So again, I just thought I would make the cuff on top of this, and then I would do the handle with this color, or with this yarn as well. So I wasn't sure how many skeins I would need for one particular stocking, just in case I decided to do an adult size stocking. So I just picked up a few skeins and will work my way through that. So thank you so much for joining me today on episode 4 of the Crochet Chat Podcast. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up. Please comment below on any thoughts that you have. Have you made any of these blankets? Have you used any of this yarn before? Please let me know in the comment section below. And please subscribe to my channel, as that really helps me and encourages me to make more videos. Alright everybody, I hope you have a great day. Happy crocheting, happy knitting, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much and stay safe. Bye.